Oh, okay. Let's see if this works, guys. Restarted the internet service, so let's see if it goes live. So far, so good. I'm just going to type something. I will get more into the medical end of it and answer questions now that I got over the emotional part of it. Wait a few minutes to get people. I said 10 minutes, but it's been more like 5. So hopefully everybody gets a invitation to come back. I'm going to put it out now. Story. Okay. Hey, Heather, I'm going to answer questions now and talk a little bit more about the medical. Actually, when Allie gets back on here, I think it was Allie that answered a question. I'm going to finish answering her question, explaining what the tumors do, and then I'll tell you what the study is going to do for me. Okay. I was just trying to get the internet going. So I was trying to not, if I answered everybody's questions, I know I'll get it all out whenever everybody's here. Thank you for coming back. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, hey Jen. Hey Penny. It's back. I think restarting the internet worked. Iris, yes, we're back. Hey Clara. I'm going to just kind of answer questions, but I'm going to finish what I was talking about, what the disease is and everything. Hopefully Allie makes it back because I think Allie was the one, correct me if I was wrong, but wasn't Allie the one that was asking me about what the disease is about or what it entails? Was that Allie? Hopefully she'll see that I'm back on. Does anybody have Allie on Instagram that we can message her so I can finish explaining? Hey, Chip. I'm able to have a breather, kind of get out of my head a little bit. So I'll finish what I was saying about what the disease is, and then I'll tell you what this trial is going to do. Hey, okay, let you look. Do you know who I'm talking about, Allie? Because that was her specific question that I was in the middle of whenever we cut out. But if we can't get a hold of her, she can watch the replay back. But I just given her a minute to be able to jump on here because I've only been up for 3 minutes. He just knew I'd be selected. Well, power of prayer, girl, because I didn't know for sure. I was hopeful, but I didn't know for sure. I'm going to go on telling you like about where I left off. Okay, you sent her a message. Okay, let's just give her a minute to try to get back on here. I know this is a big day for everybody, so I don't want to take up your time, but I just want to explain to you since I already started part of it. Yes, I'm back. Thank you, Amy and Penny. Thank you so much. We'll give her a couple minutes. Maybe she can come back so I can finish what I was saying. You guys, like, trying to not be in my head about it, but it's hard because, like I was saying, like, if I was 10 years ago, it is like for somebody that doesn't depend on people as much, it wouldn't be that big of a thing. But like, this is like, I can't open doors to get into places that I need to go into. And, so it's one of those things where, like, if you want Chipotle, you walk into Chipotle and get Chipotle, right? Well, if there's no drive-through, Debbie don't get Chipotle. You know what I mean? Like, you get McDonald's or whatever you have a drive-through to. And I know that's something small, but that's just daily life. That's what I'm saying. Like, you take that kind of stuff for granted when you can just walk in anywhere. And when you don't have somebody to help you to get into places and stuff, it's just scary. It's just scary. Like, I always have to be looking, does that have an automatic door? Because there's very little places that have automatic doors. So it's just stuff like that that gets creeping in me, and I start getting fearful. And okay. All right. I'm just going to, okay. I don't know if Allie's made it in here or not, but she can watch it on replay. What I was talking about is these tumors grow together. They make big bands of tumor clusters. And because I've got like a ton, because I love you guys, and I know I'm going to read through them and answer what I can here, and then go through and answer on there too. Those tumors grow around my rib cage. They're intertwined within muscles and connective tissue. And so what they do is these tumors, they're like little aliens because they have tentacles that grow out from the tumors. And those tumors that are clustering up, the tentacles will wrap around nerves and tendons and everything else. And so, like, movements, like, you can see a couple of the smaller ones right there in my wrist that pop out, but these will break, like those little tentacles will break off and create more tumors, but like they'll snap, and it's like a rubber band snapping inside my body and hitting nerves and everything. Like, it'll send you through the roof. And every little thing, it's like the stretching and pulling and ripping. And so it's constant pain. If I move, there's pain. I have them up underneath in my chin area. I have them into my neck. I have them in my scalp. I have them everywhere there's tissue, which is connective tissue, which is everywhere. Also with the swelling, like I said, with the lymphatic swelling, it has started to cause problems with my eyes. And that's why this eye is bulging here, because there's fluid buildup behind it, because you have lymphatic system in your brain and in those tissues and stuff back there. And so this one side, that's why that, and it can cause blindness. So it's extremely painful. It's the top 3 most painful diseases in the world, but it's rare. So it does not get studied in medical journals. If I walked into a emergency room and I said, I have Dercums disease, 99% of them will go, what disease? Because it's not even taught. That's how rare it is. It's not even taught in medical schools. So I have this short little list of people that I can call, which is pretty much 2 people. Now they're starting to get more people out there that I can call if I had any issues, but 2 major people that even know much about this. And one is my specialist that is doing but it's bigger than what we even think. There was hundreds of people probably thousands of people flying in to see my specialist in Tucson, because there's a lot more Dercums patients out there than what they even realize. And so medical people the medical community is starting to say, okay, like this disease was founded in the 1800s. It just wasn't taught about. And so it's been around, it's been diagnosed a long time ago. They just weren't teaching about it in medical school. So people weren't being diagnosed. And so my doctor, when I went in there, I'll do this quickly, but when I went in, it was about 8 years ago when I first saw the specialist, and I've been seeing her ever since. When I first went in, she pretty much said, this is a progressive disease. There's nothing to slow it down. It's progressive, and it's just going to take over your body. And, you're just going to get this, it's bad. It can grow into your internal organs too at some point. So it's bad, and it's progressive. And that's what she told me. She was straight up with me. She goes, there's nothing that's going to help you with the pain. And there's nothing that we can do to slow it, other than you just taking care of your body and rest, and don't overdo it, because any kind of lactic acid or inflammation will cause more tumors. And so she's like, if you don't feel well, you rest. Like, you don't push through nothing, because it will cause further damage. And so there was no hope, no cure, no nothing. She said, anything that we do for you will be experimental. That's it. It's just going to be experimental. And so we tried. Every year we went back, she had a new list of things that we were going to try. We're going to try this for pain. We're going to try this for the swelling. We're going to try this. We're going to try that. So every year I would try a new regimen when I went back there, and none of it worked. None of it. And she tried, but now she has developed something with another company in Israel. This is coming out of Israel, which I think is really amazing. This drug is made in Israel, and it's called Rizel, and you guys can look it up. But what it does, they made it to be able to dissolve adipose tissue, okay? But what they're finding is if they inject it into an area with tumors, it is dissolving the tumors. It's dissolving them. So we're not talking pain management. We're not talking symptom management. We're talking dissolving these tumors. And this means that I could be walking 100% of the time again and not have to depend on a freaking wheelchair. That's a huge thing. And be able to play with my grandbabies. Sorry. Sorry. It's big. It's not going to happen during this trial. They're only going to do 4 areas. But what it does is they're going to get together with my my doctors and my lymphatic therapist to figure out what's going to be the best areas to treat to get as much mobility back as possible. So we're talking, you know, I have big clusters of them all around in my knees and up in my hip flexors. And that's what's made me where I can't walk upstairs anymore or take steps without falling. And so if they can get those taken care of first, we're talking, they've already done 5 test subjects, okay? And in those 5 test subjects that they've done before the trial, because this wasn't even trial, these were test subjects. In the 5 test subjects, it reduced their tumors by 50%, and it reduced their pain significantly. And as soon as they said that to me, you guys, I'm telling you, I don't complain about pain. I'm not on any kind of pain meds. No, nothing. I don't complain about pain ever. But I don't remember what it's like to live without pain, and to think that I could live without some of this pain is huge. It's huge. And I didn't want to get excited about this because sometimes people give you this false hope. Oh, this really works. You should try this. This really works. This really works. And then it doesn't. And that's a letdown after 10 years of going through diets and all this stuff that they say, it works, and you do it and it doesn't work. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I know this works because it takes the tumors away, you know? And that's the only way. Like, I know that. Like, people tell me, oh, well, if you do this diet, you know, or whatever, like, it reduces the inflammation. It's taken all my pain away or whatever. And I know that's not true because I feel these tumors inside of me and I know how painful they are. And unless it's going to remove the tumor, the diet's going to remove the tumor, there's no way that it's going to help my pain. There's no way. When Percocet doesn't even help this pain, you know what I mean? Because it's a layered pain. And so anyways, it's huge. They're going to do 4 areas. It's going to take 3 months. I could get the placebo, but they said the only thing that's going to affect me if I get the placebo is that I'll have to stay longer. So after the 3 months, I'll have to stay longer if I get the placebo because they will give me the treatment after the study is over. So I'll get it either way. And that'll improve me, 50% in those areas and reduce the pain significantly is huge enough in itself. But I'll really see a difference once they get this approved and it's on the medical market so I can go and have as many treatments as I need to get rid of this. I am so sorry, guys. This is a lot more emotional than I thought it was going to be. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Thank you. I mean, I'm not telling you this. I just want to share this with you guys because you guys are a big part of my life. And who would have known a year ago when I started my YouTube channel that I'd have all these friends that I can't wait to tell my good news to. But you guys are my friends, and I want to tell you that I mean, I'm taking my computer. I just hope I have internet because I'm going to depend on seeing you guys and talking to you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I can't even read you guys' stuff. Like my eyes are so blurry right now. Do you guys have any other questions? That's what I wanted to ask. Do you guys have any questions for me so that I can answer it? Because it may be something else that somebody wonders and I can answer it to everybody that's on here right now. Yeah, I will get the treatment even if it's a placebo. Yeah, they know that this is a very painful disease and that it's debilitating, and they wanted to make sure because this is not like a big, huge government funded thing. This is it's an orphan drug. And I know you'll know what I'm talking about, Chip, because since it's a rare disease, it doesn't get all the hype as like breast cancer does. And then that gets all the money thrown at it because of fundraising and everything. This is a orphan drug. So that means that it's for a rare disease. It doesn't get the funding like these big diseases and cancer and stuff like that. It doesn't get that kind of money. And so, I'm not going to get my expenses paid for anything like that. Like they can't afford to do that. So, is there questions? Okay, you can't bring anyone with you at all. I could bring somebody with me, but I have nobody that can go with me. I don't have anybody that can. My husband has to work, and I mean, we have to take care of all the bills and everything that we normally have. And so he can't just privately run research. I know that that Karen Herbst did get some government money to help start the research. But as far as developing this drug and everything, they're using what they said it was an orphan drug. So that means that it's privately funded. The research for the trial is privately funded. Okay. Um, but like I said, they could, no, Caitlin, that's why I'm nervous. It's just me. It's going to be me just going up there, staying for 3 months and going to my appointments and coming back. That's it. But 3 months, I could leave as early as a week from now, and it'll be a 3-day drive up there and a 3-day drive back at the end of the 3 months. So this pretty much means is if I leave in a week, and they're saying it could be a week to 3 weeks, but if I leave in a week, then the 84 days or the 3 months isn't until October 7th. Like, that's a long time. Oh yeah. The person that's heading this up is the specialist with Dercums, which is Karen Herbst. And that's all, I mean, she has her, her medical license in, what's it called? Endocrinology. But she has made this her life passion because she's seeing all these people suffering with Dercums disease and is like, we've got to find something. So she has made this her main focus. She quit her job. Okay, she quit her job. That's how I found out that something was going on, because in January, I was supposed to fly out to see her for my yearly exam. She's only specialist in US, and she quit her job because of this. And I didn't know it was because of this until later. Oh, Mona, don't even get my hopes up like that. Don't even, because I never, what are you talking about? Like, if you came up there, I would just be beside myself. It is Durham, North Carolina, where I'm going to be at. I'm crying off my eyelashes, you guys. Yes, Heather, that's what I'm looking forward to, is that you guys, I will be on live and making my 3 months go by as soon as possible and keep my mind off of things, because I'm going to miss my family like crazy. Thank you, Rugi. Oh, you're pretty close, Ellie. Yeah. You're probably like maybe 4 or 5 hours away, don't you think? I don't know. It just gets me emotional just thinking about it. Sorry, you guys, I've already started the waterworks. It's different there, but I'm surprised they don't have programs that will help me. If it was for cancer, if it was a government ran thing, they would have so much money. But this is privately. They have to fundraise just privately to get the drug here to do the trial study, or they would. It's just different when you're working with a rare disease that's orphan. You would be so surprised, because the reason why I know so much about this, you guys, is because I went to the rare disease genetics conference in California 3 years back. And I got to sit with researchers and doctors and people that deal with rare diseases. And I went to all these different workshops, and we stayed at a hotel, and we got to learn why these rare diseases aren't even studied in medical school, why they don't get any funding, and that they are just, they're kind of, you're out of luck. I mean, I saw kids with rare diseases that they don't have any funding that it would probably be really simple if a few scientists would sit down and develop something, but since it's so rare, they get no funding, so therefore they get no treatment. It's sad, but it was an eye opener to rare disease when I went. Oh yes, I know, Penny, you do. My husband it's a 3-day drive. My husband's going to drive up with me and fly back. Thank you, Heather. I think because it's private. Yes. Yes. Because to do this, they're fighting as much as they can just to get the drug here and to do the trial study to get it approved. So, I mean, I can turn it down, like I had to go through a lengthy interview process to even get approved. Like I have to be a candidate because they don't have the funding to be able to redo this. This is their one shot. And so that's why I was like, I love Magic Liner, but it's not waterproof. We just did a test. Sorry. Yeah, Marty's driving me there and then flying back. This is a blessed day, I know. Yep. Oh, that's okay. Did you get to cool off? Sorry, guys. I hate messing with my nose on camera. That's one of my pet peeves. I'm so sorry I'm doing that with you. Yeah, and why I said that is because Chip knows her stuff in this category. Well, I mean, she knows most of it. Thank you so much, Melissa. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you, Stacy. Do you guys have any questions for me about it? Yeah. So, like I said, a week would be ridiculous if that happens because I've already talked to the doctor that will be administrating it in North Carolina once, and she said they're not playing around. They want to get this done because they want to have the clinical trial submitted by 2021. And so you got to figure we're already in July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. And if the clinical trial takes 3 months, that's October. And so if they want to have it all finished up and submitted by 2021, yes, that's what I'm saying, Chip. That's why they're telling me, they're like, well, if you're coming, we know that you're going to be because they're trying to get a lot of people that are like on the coast. And so, because they do have a lot of cases on the East Coast. And so they're trying to get them, but I was selected from Kansas. So they know I have to move there, but they're like, girl, we're going to be calling you and you're going to have to be able to throw it all together and just start heading. And so, because you're starting from the beginning. Okay, good. You didn't get an invite. I sent it to you, didn't I, Tiffany? Because you were in my group thing to send. Yeah, analyzing data. Yeah, they didn't say what month in 2021, but they said that's what they're shooting for. Alberta is always fundraising for private research. Yeah. But here you can appeal to the government as well for assistance. Yeah. It's something else. Like, if you think about it, you guys, like I love you, Brenda. Okay. Yeah, please go if you have family stuff going on. Thank you, Brenda. As far as the research goes, it was an eye-opener to me when I sat and listened to all these researchers and scientists and everything when it comes to rare diseases. When I walked out of that place, I knew from then on out, I was going to stop. It's not that these things aren't important, but do you know how many millions, sometimes billions of dollars are sent to people for breast cancer, cure, and I'm not saying that that's not any less important. It is, but the problem is that they still have no cure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be insensitive, but where's that money going? You know what I mean? You got to kind of question a little bit about where all that money goes. If they just had a tiny little portion of this, they could be helping these kids that have these rare diseases that are suffering big time. I mean, there was all kinds of rare diseases that were at this, but it changed my mind of where money needs to be placed if you're going to donate. Like, it really did. Because not only do they get government funding, but they also get private, like people donating to these bigger things that are more, talked about and more, like pancreatic cancer, or whatever it is, or, MS, or, all these things that are prevalent and people know about it. That's where people put their money. And then these smaller ones just don't get the funding. Three years in studies that showed tumor reduction by the numbers. And my question was always, why is this not? Yeah. 3 years in studies that showed tumor reduction by the numbers. And my question always was, why is this not going to clinical trials? I know. And it was for cancer, right? Like, oh, whose birthday? Oh my goodness, Tiffany, it's your birthday? Oh, but you're in bed. Okay, so you guys, why I wanted Tiffany here is because Tiffany is somebody that found me through my Dercums disease video that explains in length what Dercums disease is about. Tiffany, the one that's Goddess Good on here, she reached out to me and we've been talking ever since. And this woman, she goes through a lot of pain too. She knows exactly what Dercums disease is about. She has children. She has some amazing children. And she has a husband. She lives through the same pain. And so we get each other. And it is amazing to know this girl. But you know what? I wanted you here, Tiffany, to know that this could affect your life too. Girl, this is a good birthday present to even hear about this trial study. And I hope that this does get out on the market soon, because girl, can you imagine you getting your life back and being able to be there for your kids whenever they're, you already have them graduating and going off to, college and everything. Just imagine that. Like, they're going to start their lives, grandma, the whole 9 yards. Like, I want this for you too, girl. Like, and I just know the people that have this suffer. They suffer. And I just can't imagine there being something where you can go to a doctor and you can get these things under control, so it's not taking over your entire body, where you can't walk and you can't function. It's an amazing thing. And for 5 test subjects to all have their tumors reduced by 50% and pain reduced significantly. Like, I will not forget when that doctor told me that. There was 5 test subjects. They had their tumors reduced by 50% and their pain was reduced significantly. And significantly means a lot to me. It has been such a blessing to get to know you, Tiffany, and to have another Dercums sister, as we call each other, to be able to talk to. So, girl, you mean a lot to me, and I pray that this does go through quickly and that you're able to get relief also. I do. And oh my goodness, you guys. So I don't want to keep you guys. I know it's 4th of July. I don't know if I missed any questions, but you know I'm on Instagram. So message me if you have any questions. And please just know that I will be looking forward to whenever I go. I want to blog a little bit, but I want you guys to know that I am going to need to see and talk to you guys. I mean, I can't see you face to face, but to talk to you guys and have the communication and just get my head away from everything else that's going on around me. Going to doctors that don't know nothing and giving pain meds. Yep, that don't help at all. Tiffany can testify to exactly what I'm saying. She knows exactly what I go through, and what she goes through is the same exact thing. But she keeps pushing. She's a strong warrior. Yeah, you can DM me on Instagram. Your negative results came in time. Yes, Tisha, the negative results on the COVID, and now this. Are you in North Carolina? Because I know when we talked, you said that you were back and forth between New York, I think, and North Carolina. But yeah, I'm there, girl. Yes, and we can. Oh, yes, we can Instagram face to face. Yes, true. All right, you too, Melissa. We did most of our fireworks last night when we had all the kids here. This is the best week ever. It is, and I'm trying to get there. Like, I am so overwhelmed. That's the best word for it. Like, I'm excited and scared at the same time. It's overwhelming because I'm probably the most excited I've ever been about anything that has to do, yes, North Carolina and Virginia. The most excited I've ever been about anything to do with my health, but yet the most scared I've ever been with anything to do with it. So, and I've had pre-cancer and all kinds of stuff. This is the most scared I've been. So, it's kind of a catch-22. Yes, Amy, best week ever. Girl, Tiffany, I'm going to have to see you, girl. I'm going to have to meet you for the first time. It'd be nice if we could get you in the study. Have to see. If you live in that, or you go back and forth and live in that area. I know that your husband's in North Carolina. But anyways, guys, I love you guys. Yes, hope is important. That's right. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching me bawl my eyes out and let you guys in on this big, huge part of my life. And I love you guys so very much. And you guys mean the world to me. And I hope that you guys all have a safe 4th of July and a blessed 4th of July. And until the next time I guys see you guys, I love you and be safe and take care. Love you guys.